metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, we going in? Oh, you ain't got no shirt on? Oh, hell no.
We did it! The Green Bay playoff plunge is official. I'm Ben Brust. Feeling good. Kyle Wallace was not feeling good, was not feeling happy to be a part of the show earlier today. But he's smiling. He's alive. Can you feel your toesies?
I think so. I think this is what I feel.
No. There's no I think so. You either can feel your toes or you can't.
I feel them, but I don't feel them the way I felt them at
Can you wiggle
11 a.m.
Can you play the piggy game?
I think so. You want to play it?
I would. Yeah, I'm not scared of feet.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Should I let him play with my toe?
I don't think we should do that.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass as the spectator on this. You guys can do this in your own free time.
OnlyFans, baby. Maybe that's the start.
You can start that as well. Brad Nortman, who, my goodness, I mean, I don't even know where to start with this man. Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, as we were on the shores of Lake Michigan, getting ready to jump in Lake Michigan as part of our Green Bay playoff plunge. Can you list off everything that you had? Because you looked like you were packed for a beach vacation.
You know that I'm going to come prepared to our playoff plunge.
No.
I had a tote bag.
No. You came with
hold
a
on.
whole cart.
Lexi.
That's true. That's true.
You're what? You
I
didn't do
can't
anything.
take a ton of credit for it. Actually, I can take zero.
Yeah, you should take zero credit because by the time you got home, this is why you got married. Because by the time you got home, your bag was packed and ready to go.
I sent a picture to you guys when I got home yesterday from the show. I had my winter coat hanging. I had multiple different winter hat options, gloves, 6 towels. She had already put aside tea for us for after when we got out that we could warm our bodies up.
You had a thermos with hot water.
Yep. And it was detox tea because Kyle was concerned about all the toxins.
Basket.
Yes.
I mean, what else did you have?
Oh boy.
Were you mad that I threw all my towels and stuff on top of your picnic basket?
It was there. I took one of the 6 towels out. I laid it over the snow.
Oh, you had towels for us?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You could have said that. I would.
You guys showed up prepared anyway, and honestly, it was.
I don't know about all that.
It was a little bit. It was just all chaos, right? I mean, I don't know what you guys, but I was just thinking about that cold water staring at me in the face. But I laid a towel down, put my little tote bag on there, and the thermos, and it was all organized. It looked great. Ben shows up with a trash bag, a black trash bag, and a bunch of just looks like old towels. And he's just like, hey, mind if I put this there? Bam, just slapped it right on top of all my stuff. And I was like, I guess you can put it there.
Well, here's the thing.
At least you kindly asked.
Well, yeah, I did. I mean, see, here's the thing. I didn't know that's what happened. I just saw a basket that had some stuff on top. I'm like, well, hey, can I put my stuff here too? I didn't realize it was nicely organized. And yes, of course I'm going to ask because I have sense.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to
manners.
I'm just not just going to plop anything in there like that, just like Ben would do something like that.
But, this playoff plunge that we've been thinking of, I mean, I tell you what, I woke up this morning and I was not nervous, but there was that anticipation where I felt comfortable in all of my preparations to it. But once we got there at the shores of Lake Michigan, I don't know about you guys, but that weather was looking cold.
I thought it was great. Look, first off, round of applause for us. We deserve a pat on the back.
Okay.
Because for all the doubters and for all the people who texted, called, commented, tweeted, YouTube commented, texted. You can see on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee our official jump into the lake. And Chris, if you may, I do want to hear how this all came about. I do want to reset for everyone who may be, what's going on? Why are they talking about jumping in Lake Michigan? Back in November, Mo from Illinois called, and he likes to predict everything as much as possible. He said, I think the Lions and the Chiefs are going to go down to the Green Bay Packers. And at that point, I had no reason to believe that that was going to happen. So I said this.
Look, crazier things have happened, Ben. Crazier things have happened.
I'm done.
I'm not in the Packers are going to the
Hear
playoff
Brad
boat.
out is next, and I didn't want to scrap it, but we got to know. We're still going to hear Brad out. But I'm going to tell everyone about Palermo's Pizza. Hey, look, I'll eat all the crow. Mark this, Max. Like, I'm sure you have. Mark it. If I'm wrong, I'll jump in Lake Michigan naked at the end of the season. I will.
No one's asking for the naked part.
Yeah, we don't need the naked part. We got to post this on social media, so maybe,
Whatever you need me to do,
right.
Clothed, I will do.
All right, fair.
With the lack of clothing. Mark it.
Mark that. Mark that, please.
And what am I what's the official thing, just so I know?
I don't know, just
Making the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, make the playoffs.
Make
yeah,
the
if they
playoffs.
make the playoffs, I will jump in Lake Michigan.
Perfect.
There we go.
Every time I hear this, I just hear I will. I. And somehow it became we. Like
We're a
in
team.
France.
We are one.
I will
Wouldn't you say this was a better team building experience than you guys give me $100 to go bet on roulette in Vegas?
This was much better than that. I will take jumping in the cold water and giving up $100. But I will say,
too.
even just re-listening to that segment, not once did I think when it was occurring
That you would-
somehow I would be right alongside Ben. But look at us now. Somehow Kyle and I right alongside Ben.
Kyle was in
suffering.
Kyle was in Mexico when this happened.
Hey, shout out to Tori Lowe. Tori Lowe joins the show on Tuesdays. I think he'll be joining on a Thursday today because Tori Lowe is there too. You can find the video on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee, on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and at ESPN Madison. I can see in the chat that we have put a link to the video. Guys, this was so much fun. I'm so glad we did it. I'm so glad we paid it off too because it just feels like we're rebirthed.
Kyle, did the fact that this came because the Packers made the playoffs, did that tone it down a little bit?
Yeah,
Did it make it feel at
if
least
they would have
better?
missed the playoffs, were you doing this?
No, if they didn't listen,
I wouldn't either.
This
in
was
that
this was a
case.
playoff plunge, not an almost playoff plunge. And because the Packers made the playoff, I was ready to plunge. I will say this. I was more excited on Sunday and Monday than what I was today. Today, I woke up and I was like, oh, dang. I got to figure out what I'm going to be wearing today. It was a little bit of a drag to get myself mentally up to it. And then when I parked, I was like, ugh, I got to walk down here. I complained that they didn't. Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake. Okay?
Oh, you're
I had to step through snow.
Is
in order to
Kyle?
get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
He's
Kyle,
high maintenance for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be plowed.
Kyle needs a public safety vehicle for the city of Milwaukee to drive around and yell at people who litter, yell at the parks people for not doing.
Do your job. I do my job.
He's the neighborhood watch.
He is
He's the neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
I never thought in a million years. So I used to make fun of and still do and love him. Jesse Nelson, I love him strong. Jesse Nelson, the producer of Wildy and Tausch from 9 to noon across these very stations. We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the hall monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I am Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson. And I didn't think I'd ever be working with someone as nerdy and as losery as Jesse Nelson, but here I am with you.
No, here's the thing. People have jobs to do. The job is not to shovel the snow so you have one pathway. If there is a pathway, everything should be shoveled. I shouldn't have to step through snow in order to get to the beautiful shores of Lake Michigan. Do your job. That's
Right.
all I'm saying.
I would think the people of Milwaukee aren't thinking that 4 idiots aren't going to walk down to the lake shore
well, guess what?
and need a path clear to the lake because they're jumping
Well,
in
guess
January.
what? There was 4 idiots plus 4 other people there that were idiots as well for joining us in the cold.
My
That-
pregnant girlfriend almost fell on that snow. Maybe I'm a Karen, too.
She did almost fall in the snow, right? So, I mean, that would have been the whole issue.
Actually, one of our teammates did
yeah,
fall in
That's
the
right.
snow.
Yeah, she did, yeah.
Why'd you say she? You narrowed it down.
I will say, when we got there, though, there was about 40 geese hanging out by the, like right
Wait,
in the
there's
area.
geese right where I ran in at?
Are you
Yeah.
scared of birds?
No, I just geese were probably pooped and peed right
Yeah,
in the spot
that's
that
what
I
I was
went
thinking
in.
too. Because
You guys are such
when
babies.
Tony and I showed
It's
up,
a
they were all
lake.
right there.
It's a lake.
No,
That's
it
pretty
was-
concentrated geese in that area.
Yeah.
Chris, I do want to hear the audio again of the start of the show, because just listen to Kyle. The way this was set up was, and you can go on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee, you can go ESPN Madison, you can go to KBN, ESPN. It's all out there. The video's out there, and I want you all to enjoy it because it was a lot of fun. But the way I had set it up, Brad, because you and I, we knew what we were doing. We talked about it yesterday. It is a plunge where we were going to wear shoes, socks, and some sort of undergarment that was tighter that, would, make things nice and compressed down there. Kyle said yesterday that he wasn't going underneath the water. Tori Lowe looked scared that he was for his life. Like he was a scared puppy dog is what Tori Lowe was.
He was.
And so when we were going to jump in, I was just like, all right, I'm just going to start this video and say this. Playoff Plunge!
Oh, we going in? Oh, you ain't got no shirt on? Oh, hell no.
You ain't got no shirt on.
Well, here's the thing.
What'd you expect?
I know.
You guys had
It was
clothes.
worse with the
With
clothes.
clothes,
right?
it's so
Because
much
it
worse.
was- It's
it was
just
not.
the cold is just draped on you.
Listen,
then.
fellas, I had a shirt on. Me and Tori both had a shirt on. All you do is take your shirt off after. There was no way I was allowing that water to be skin on skin with my body like that. I was so surprised because there was no real plan. Let's just be honest. There wasn't a real plan. It was barely organized. I had to text y'all last night because somebody was getting on my case about what the plan was. So I said, well, heck, I don't know what's happening. So we all standing next to each other. I'm thinking we're running in with clothes on.
I love these texts from Kyle.
And next thing you know, here's Brad, after Ben said playoff plunge, here's Brad getting on naked and stripping. I'm like, wait, what
That's
are you
right.
doing?
Oh, you
What
didn't
is
see
happening?
me? Because I flipped mine off, and I think you took cue.
Yeah.
I turned to the left to start running, and all I saw was Brad's big white body just
Yeah,
all
he's
in my
very
face.
white.
It felt very white. Very
Casper
white.
the Friendly Ghost did not get any whiter out Lake Michigan.
You ain't
Yeah.
got no shirt on?
It felt so good, though. I will say that for a minute.
Oh, hell no!
It did, though. It felt so good to just be in that cold water, let it envelope your body, but then running out was freezing.
So-
My toes,
Ki-
I was like doing toe crunches to
Yeah.
make sure that blood flow took
Kyle
over.
last night sending articles. 380 million gallons of untreated wastewater flows into Milwaukee area rivers and lake. Playoff plunge tips for first-time plungers, and I'm the only.
Wait, did you see that the first-time plungers, he sent it from an article from South
Carolina!
from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I was like, wait a minute. Myrtle Beach ain't had the same level of polar plunge that we do up here.
I was just trying to help y'all out. I was trying to
Myrtle
prepare.
Beach.
So I skipped the do's and I skipped the don'ts, and I went right to what do you need to bring. That's the only thing that I read on his article.
Well, I mean, it turned out you were okay. You had a nice towel waiting for you. You had your bathrobe as well. And Brad made sure we were good. He didn't explain to us that I had a towel waiting for me inside the little, the push cart that you brought down there full of stuff.
But like we said, there wasn't a lot of communication. It was like, once as we got there, it felt like it was, we just need to get in this water as soon as possible.
because we can't stand outside. We have an office that we work in, and we see each other 5 days a week. We didn't take 10 minutes to sit here and plan everything out, and then when we get out there, we want to sit there and talk before we actually go in. So I'm freezing even more.
Yeah, it was, I will say,
608 chimes in. I really appreciate Kyle channeling his inner Chris Tucker with that, oh, hell no, at the beginning, because it does remind me exactly of that in Rush Hour 2.
I probably had that moment when I saw him take his shirt off in 30-degree weather with wind blowing as well.
Hit it, Chris. The beginning.
Oh, hell no.
so did you actually
Playoff plunge! Oh, we going in? Oh, you ain't got no shirt on? Oh, hell no.
Do you hear it? All the splashing that you hear had nothing to do with Tori Lowe walking in like it was the
Very gingerly.
kiddie pool at the like local pool.
Yeah, I didn't see Tori. Listen, I just took off running, and then all of a sudden I turn around and I see Tori. I see you guys jump, like literally y'all belly splashed and belly plunged into the water, and all I did was turn around. I see Tori slowly trying to pick his feet up to be in the water with me.
800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. You can get us on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee. And if you want to see the Green Bay playoff plunge, we paid off the debt that I created that somehow, not against their will, Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman joined in along with Tori Lowe.
Thank
you. You can catch that all at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter. We're going to get all over the place during the break. But Brad doesn't think the Packers are playing with house money. I disagree. Tausch disagrees. I heard him on Wilde and Tausch. I don't know what Kyle thinks, but I think Brad's stupid. Let's see if he's smart next.
You ain't got no shirt on, baby. Oh, hell no.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
I said, you know what? You remind me of Brother Malcolm. I'm going to call you Brother Ben because by any means necessary, you're going to go against the grain. You're going to do what you got to do. And one day, I mean, you might get taken out.
You might as well call me Tori Lowe.
But you might get taken out. You might get taken out by your. So I said, you like Brother Malcolm. So I said,
what do you think, Tori?
More like Brother
I
Ben,
thought it was
Brother
more
Malcolm.
like Rush Limbaugh.
No!
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Don't accept anything less than your best self. If you're feeling more run down than you did when you were younger, struggling to lose weight, losing muscle tone, trouble sleeping, and loss of libido can all be signs that you need to see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. Jim Rutledge here. Change your life and see if hormone optimization is right for you. Don't settle for less than the best. Go to Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com or give them a call at 608-709-8089.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an Equinox, winner of the J.D. Power Award for initial quality among compact SUVs. Lend a hand in the strong and capable Silverado, or mix it up in a high-tech Trax with an available 11-inch diagonal touchscreen. Find family, friends, and fun in the Chevy that's right for you.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
For J.D. Power 2023 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set from quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The Packers defense will have their hands full with the Cowboys' high-powered offense this weekend. Quarterback Dak Prescott ranks second in the league in passer rating, while his top target, CeeDee Lamb, is top 3 in catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns in the NFL this season. Dallas has scored 30 or more points in 7 of their 8 home games. Head coach Matt LaFleur knows what his team is up against.
It's extremely explosive. Dak's playing at a really high level. They got a really good offensive line. CD's a problem, but they got a lot of guys on that offense. They've been able to make a bunch of explosive plays, and they're scoring at a high rate. I just think a lot of it comes down to how well the quarterback's playing.
It's the Packers and Cowboys Sunday in the NFC wildcard round. Kickoff from AT&T Stadium is at 3:30.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
83-81, Stoughton with the ball. Bernholtz fires up a 3, and it's nothing but net tie. Bernholtz cannot miss today. 84-83.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I had my high knees, and I was running in and out. I was going to the end zone. But Ben and Brad, they stopped like on the 8-yard line, and they dipped their shoulder and they ran out. Like I was going to score a touchdown. Torrey Lowe was going to score a touchdown. Go Pack Go. I'm never doing this again.
I mean, I'm thinking about jumping in on Monday or Tuesday.
Why?
If the Pack frequency. It's all about the vibes and the frequency. If they beat the Cowboys.
Do a cold tub like a normal person. You're just trying to get your body right. Do a cold tub. You ain't got to jump into Lake Michigan every time the Packers.
Sounds like Kyle's not committed to the Green Bay Packers.
I am not.
My leg is
around.
itching right now. Very concerned. My back is itching.
I think it's in your head. From the get-go from this, Kyle, you've been just clean freak with the water out there. I feel like it's all in your head right now. Something's on you.
He's starting to feel things that aren't there.
This whole time, Kyle.
I had mentally said, okay, whatever, it is what it is. When I drove across the home bridge, I know y'all smelled that. When you
I didn't smell a thing.
Oh, yes, you did. It smelled
it's
like...
all in your head,
No,
Kyle.
stop
Kyle is smelling things.
Stop it. I smelled that sewage going across Lake Michigan when we were going across the home bridge.
So are you being... I thought he was just joking,
No,
by
I'm
the way.
dead serious.
Now I'm starting to realize he's dead serious.
His senses are betraying him.
No, I smelled it going across. I said, oh, my gosh. I'm about to
Are you lacking one sense and making other senses way too strong?
No, excuse me. What sense am I
That
lacking?
was poetic.
I don't know. Feel? So your smell is stronger?
Common sense.
There it is, Chris.
Dang,
from the top rope.
Well,
800-990-3776. I do love what Kyle said there because I thought once, where I jumped in, I thought it was going to be clear. I went back first, right into the rocks. And then I rolled over. It was not how I planned because I was going to do the backstroke. I was going to swim.
Oh,
but,
you were going to swim.
But by the time I went in on my back, I was like, oh, I'm laying down on rocks. And so I then just rolled over.
Why'd you get up and keep going deeper?
Because I was once you're in there, you're not go get
you. If you had a goal,
go swim.
Like
I said, I'll go swim if they beat the Cowboys.
You can go swim whenever you want. You ain't got to worry about beating the Cowboys.
Is this for the record? For the record, you will go.
I haven't said anything on the record yet.
Okay.
I mean, even though this is all on the record, but I haven't committed myself.
To me, there was more rocks than I anticipated. I will say, when I did, because I was plunging, I was committed to the full submersion.
I know!
And I fell back to it, and I was
I
was
on
you gotta
my
be
back,
careful.
and then I just rolled over to put my face underneath. I was like, I got to get all the way under. I'm all the But Kyle, you did the right thing in terms of going past where we were.
Yeah, I kept going.
How deep did you go? We talking shoulders, chin?
So I was running out there, and I was picking my knees up because you pick up your knees to keep your body
It's good
flowing.
form.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And so I was picking up my knees to keep going. But then it got to the point after y'all did the little flop, I said, okay, I'm going to keep going deeper. And then I got nervous because I said, well, how deep do I go before I fall off a ledge? And next thing you know, I go from 2 feet water, 3 feet water, and then I'm in 15 feet water. And then we got a whole nother issue on our hand because now I'm trying to swim and save my life versus just trying to plunge
I
into
would
the
have
water.
saved you. I would have saved you.
The dude who flopped in and then ran out because he ran into some rocks is going to run in and save me?
Ben was the first one out, but also first one back in.
Ben went 10 feet, if that.
Yeah, but I went all the way under.
No,
my whole body was underneath the water. Yours wasn't.
I don't think you guys were a full plunge because you really didn't go too
Go look at the video.
No,
I mean, there's literally video of Brad and I going all the way underneath the water.
But
it doesn't matter how far you go. It matters if you go underneath.
What?
Yeah, the shoulders up is most sensitive anyway. So,
I tried to dip my shoulders down.
I tried.
Did you?
Yes, I did. What I will say this is that I went to dip my shoulders down, and I could only dip as low as you're going to go so low, and so I went as low as I could, and I popped back up, and I kept going.
He bent his knees. He didn't fall back.
I'm not putting my head in that water.
I think Kyle didn't plunge.
That's a
We
lie.
might need to redo it.
That's a damn
Yeah,
lie.
next week
No,
might
that's a
be.
lie.
See,
That is a-
Brad gets it.
That is a lie. I ran further than both of you all. I can't believe you guys stopped. I thought you were going to keep going deep. That wasn't
On
I was
YouTube and
disappointed.
on the Talk and Text line, I'd like to know from everybody, since Kyle did not go fully
Stop it.
submerged
Stop
underwater, did this count as a Green Bay playoff plunge? Because if not, I'm not going to let KBN Nation down. There's no way. If they believe that Kyle not going in all the way
Time out.
underwater,
They need to watch
this is
the
a
video.
democracy.
You need to watch the video before you claim that.
that's fine.
Yeah, watch the
You
video.
can watch
and
it.
KBN Nation will
Brad
decide.
and I have eyes, and
I
KBN
went-
Nation has eyes. We do have some blind fans as well, so they can
That's okay.
I could have
ask somebody around them to tell them what they think.
I could have ran in, and if it wasn't deep enough, I could have just turned them around. But what did I do? I said, well, let me go ahead and bend over as much as I can to make sure I try to get as close to my neck as possible. I think I did a very, very good job.
Yes, you did, Kyle. Very good. 800-990-3776. Kyle didn't go all the way under Lake Michigan's water.
Stop.
You didn't,
How about
bro.
this? How about this? If KBN Nation comes back and says that you did not fully submerge, we do like ice bucket challenge you.
Yeah, we got to
Well,
get, we got to get your head wet.
Every week is something new. Dang, can I just
I
come to work and
like
do-
Brad's
Can I
creativity.
come to work and do a show?
Brad
and not
had
have to-
fun today.
Yeah,
It was good.
I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun doing that today, and I definitely I won't be doing it again. But I enjoyed doing it with you two. It was a good time. My body felt decent after I showered, but right away my toes were extremely cold. I was nervous about my hands. I thought I had
Cis-Pack
frostbite.
Abs chimes in. No one cares about your frostbite that you don't actually have, and she says, not a plunge.
Watch the video. Watch the tape.
It's not
You
a
ain't-
plunge.
You didn't watch the film. Who said that?
Cis-Pack Abs.
Cis-Pack Abs. You need to watch the Cis-Pack video that we had in there. That's what you need to watch. That Packer
The
plunge that we
powers
did.
that may be behind the scenes are currently working on a video just focusing on Kyle going into Lake Michigan so we can focus and do a full breakdown. We can do an all 22 of, breaking down Kyle's Green Bay playoff plunge, or the all 22 if Mark Chimura wants to chime in as well. And you can see that on YouTube. On ESPN Madison's YouTube, where's the video, says Skunky. We'll get that in ESPN Madison's chat. I'll have the other powers that maybe work on that. But also just go to at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter to see us go into Lake Michigan. Brad, you said something interesting to me along the lines of the Green Bay Packers, because a lot of people are talking about house money. As you're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, I'm Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace did not go all the way into Lake Michigan earlier today.
My back itch.
Brad Nortman and I did. Tori Lowe is also a highlight of the video. But Brad, everyone's saying the Packers are playing with house money. Tell me why you disagree, because I think you're wrong already.
I disagree, because when the Packers beat the Bears and they earned the playoff berth, and they earned it, and that's impressive. Nothing to take away from that. Everyone has been saying they're playing with house money, and I thought about that early on, and I think I agreed. But after dwelling on it, I would say that this is not a no-lose situation for the Green Bay Packers based on how the game goes on Sunday. Now, I'll say this. I'm not predicting this to happen. But if the Packers go out and it is a start-to-finish butt-whooping by the Dallas Cowboys, and they lose by 24 or more points, we're talking 4 or more scores, and from the start to finish, like the Lions game early in the season, it looked like the Packers didn't even belong on the same field as the Detroit Lions. If that type of game occurs, you cannot walk away feeling good about where the Packers were at and how the season ended. And here's why. First of all, if you lose in that way, if you lose in a dominating start-to-finish fashion by 24 points or more, I'm talking like a 30-7 victory by the Cowboys, 41-10, something where it's eye-popping, there's going to be a sobering reality that the Packers weren't really a playoff team, right? There's every year, almost every year, there's a team that's borderline fraudulent in the playoffs.
How dare you put those words?
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying this is not a no-lose situation. Because of the expanded playoff, because you get a 7th seed in there now, you get an actual test to play a real playoff team.
I don't mind this, Kyle, because Brad did
hold
this.
on.
Brad, you can keep going. Brad did this before the Bears game. Remember how he was like the keeping us honest guy, not as positive, being super realistic guy. Keep going,
And
loser.
I'm doing this. I didn't want to do this on Friday, so I'm like, if I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it today, because tomorrow is Feel Good Friday. But guys, you look at the Packers' schedule; they really only played 2 good football teams
What
all
two
year.
teams?
Detroit and Kansas City.
And we said good though. We didn't say great.
Well, here's the thing.
So they went 2-1. That's okay.
I would
but
say
most
the
of the
Detroit
games
Lions
were
are right
just
there with the
okay.
Cowboys.
What's that?
Detroit Lions are right there with the Cowboys.
I think Cowboys are better.
Yeah, a little better.
But regardless, we're talking about better teams than the Packers.
And I'm not saying the Packers have to win. I'm not even saying they have to keep it really close, like keep it a one-score game. We're talking about a dominating loss. It would make the Packers look fraudulent, and doubt would creep into their brain of like, oh my gosh, not only inside the organization, but outside looking in and say, look, what they did this year was great. There's no doubt about it. But you got a real test face-to-face with a Super Bowl contender, and the takeaway would be we are a very, very long way away from being able to hang out in that same class as the Ravens, the Cowboys, the 49ers. So that would be a very sobering reality to be the playoff team that is the fraudulent playoff team. Now, I don't think this is going to happen, but it's not a no-lose situation. The Packers need to show up and at least play decent and keep it close. If they get blown out, they are going to be the team that you're looking at and be like, they didn't really belong there, and now we have proof that they're a long, long way away.
Brad Nortman thinks that this is not a house money situation. It's not a no-lose situation for the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. Want to hear from you, 800-990-3776. On the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, Randy from the 414 supports Kyle. I think he went the furthest.
Thank you, Randy.
So
I
he's
sure
good
did.
to go. James in the 262 chimes in. It did count with Kyle, but Brad and Ben completed the plunge with more effectiveness. Ryan from the 303 chimes in. Did those dreadlocks freeze?
Only the tip. Let me check. No, they good. They good. Only the tip was in.
That's what she said.
Ron chimes in. Is it called the January jog or is it the polar plunge? You need to plunge.
No, Ron is not the ruler of me, or he is not the person that dictates what we do. I did.
David chimes in. Sorry, Kyle. I have no shoulders. I saw no shoulders and head wet in the video. Gotta have that for it to be a plunge. Continue to give your real opinions. Don't listen to Kyle try and coerce you into what did not happen. Let the eyes tell the story for yourself.
How do you turn?
Brad Nortman thinks this is a no-win.
Against me.
Shut up.
I did this.
Brad thinks this is a no-win situation for the Green Bay Packers. Or
No, it's not a no-lose.
It's not a no-lose. They're not just playing with house money. All of that and more coming up next. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Kyle's a fraud.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
No. So you don't know what kick a can is?
No, it's a cultural thing, but I'm not going to disrespect your culture. Me and Chris have our culture, and obviously you boys have your culture too.
You and Chris being a part of the same culture is not. That's the upset of the century right now.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Hey, Fleet Rewards members, save 10% now through Wednesday at Fleet Farm. No rebates, no waiting, no mail-in forms or receipts. The added 10% savings coupon is for all Fleet Rewards members, in-store and online. Not a member? Sign up in minutes to get your additional discount. Forget stamps or waiting for rebates. Enjoy 10% savings now through the 17th. And thanks for shopping Fleet Farm. Some restrictions apply.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Playoff plunge now. We are done. I gotta dry off. I got something warm in this body. I'm freaking freezing. Let's go, Pack, go, Pack, go.
That is adrenaline at its finest. That is the most frantic I've ever heard Brad Nortman in my life.
You don't usually hear that. It's usually pretty steady.
Green Bay, go back, go back, go.
My body was starting to fail on me.
We completed the challenge, the Green Bay playoff plunge, as as Kyle pointed out in the audio from where this originated. I had said I was going to jump in Lake Michigan if the Green Bay Packers made the playoffs, but that's why I love my guys, Kyle Wallace and Brad Nortman.
Ride or die. Unfortunately.
Literally, for better or worse.
Yeah, for real.
We didn't get married. I guess maybe we kind of are.
No, we are
professionally.
We are ride or die. I'm telling you, there was a moment there when I was running up the hill through the snow that Milwaukee County did not plow for us when I ran up there and my feet were freezing.
I
was at a point. I was at a point where
Kyle Wallace pays his bills, but not everyone caters to his life every second.
That's what their job is. But anyways, I had a moment where I was like, "Oh my goodness." My breathing, my chest feels a certain way, and my toes.
No one cares about you. Let's go to Justin in Greenfield, 800-990-3776. Welcome, Justin.
Fellas.
Hey.
Question I have for you is, depending on the performance of Green Bay on Sunday, does Joe Barry have a chance to keep his job because they've been playing so hot the last few weeks?
The answer is no, but I can understand why the feelings may be leaning towards that way. Here's why. First and foremost, the Vikings started Jared Hall. Second off, the Bears started Justin Fields, and the offense hasn't been good all year. They haven't beat any good teams. That's great. I'm happy with the defensive performance. Here's the way I look at this moving forward. The scheme is the scheme for the Green Bay Packers defense. Joe Barry's the defensive coordinator the rest of the season. So if you are one of the playmakers on the defensive side of the football, you just need to go make plays. You know what your scheme is going to do. Who's going to be the edge rusher that gets to Dak Prescott? Is Carrington Valentine going to be the Rasul Douglas type that like steps up in a big moment and can create a turnover? Jair Alexander rolled his ankle on somebody's foot yesterday. His status is unknown. Who's it going to be? Is Quay Walker going to make a play? Are they going to blitz him a little bit like they did against the Bears? I'm just saying, you know what the scheme is. You need the players to make the plays. No, Joe won't be back.
Well,
what do you mean, well? What do you mean? Well, first you tell me my team could lose, and now you tell me Joe Barry can come back? Just keep coming with bad news.
I'm telling you. There's like a 99% chance that Joe Barry is fired. If the Packers win on Sunday because of a defensive struggle and the defense balls out, and if they go play the 49ers and the defense also plays well there, think about that. They would have been facing some of the top offenses in the league.
Yeah,
if the
I'm
defense
not
plays
buying
well,
Brad's
think
like
about
whole
that, though.
like they could be a
LaFleur
fraudulent
doesn't want
team.
to fire him.
Who cares about how the Green Bay Packers made the playoffs this year? Expanded or not expanded, the idea that this team was 2-5, figured out who their franchise quarterback is, and is going to gain valuable experience, getting beat by 40, losing by 3, or winning by 20, or winning by 3, whatever the scenario may be. This is undoubtedly a house money game, so I want Chris and Muskego to chime in, 800-990-3776. I think you're with me. Tell Brad why he's an idiot.
Well, I won't say he's an idiot.
I will.
But I will say it's house money. Whether you win or you lose, if you win, holy spumoli. And if you lose,
holy spumoli.
We all know what the defense is with Barry, so we're not going to worry about that. But it will give the office 1265 measuring stick to say, okay, this is definitely where we need to improve on both sides of the ball to compete with the higher, more elite teams.
Spot on.
It's going to give the young guys the experience, and they're going to if they lose, it's just going to make them hungry for next year. So it's a win-win situation, especially when Green Packer Nation in October and the whole NFL never thought they had a chance to be here in the first place.
Powerful, Chris. Powerful.
I'm not saying that it's not worth the risk of getting these guys great playoff experience. It's an unbelievable growth step for this team. I'm just saying that it's not a no-lose situation, that the Packers can lose and you can feel really good about it. But if they get dominated from start to finish and they lose by 4 scores, you can't walk away saying, you know what, like we feel really good about how that game went. If anything,
how many times they've been dominated start to finish?
But they haven't played that many good teams. That's the problem. They've been playing mediocrity all year, and they've been playing within 1-score games of mediocrity all year. That's not debatable. So the finally time they play a good team, I expect them to come out there and play well.
Brad's in just like the worst
I'm just saying, I expect
ever.
them to come out and play well. If they do not, and they get dominated start to finish, I think you're going to walk away with a little bit more doubt, feel a little bit more fraudulent than you did before. That's all I'm saying.
No, there's no way I come out of this game feeling like a fraud whatsoever. This team coming into the year, the expectations were set. It was a 7-8 win team. The team exceeded expectations. It's not like you have Devontae Adams. It's not like you have Aaron Rodgers. It's not like you have, a Julius Peppers. You have a new roster with a lot of young guys who already played above what the expectations were for this year. And here's the thing. This team has nothing left to prove. You have a first-year quarterback who came in as a starter, and he absolutely lit it up. And then on top of that, you have the youngest team in the NFL who faced adversity. We talked about when they had the team meeting. Brian Bulaga said that's a bad thing. What did you say, Brad? When players have player-only meetings, what happens?
It's never a good thing.
Never a good thing. This team was able to face adversity, and instead of crumbling, instead of fading, instead of folding, what did they do? They responded and they finished the season 7-3 despite having injuries, being riddled with injuries all throughout the year. This team also, we talk about adversity, talking about already proving what they are. They had to win the last 3 games, 2 of those games on the road. And yes, the Panthers weren't that great. And yes, they faced Jaron Hall and the Vikings. But they had to win those games. What did they do? They won those games, and they had a win in your end situation against the Chicago Bears, who were supposed to be the quote-unquote hot Chicago Bears. And what did they do? They absolutely dominated that
are
team.
who we thought they were.
Offensively, they sure are. They're trash, just like Brian Bulaga said. They're no great. They're losers. They dominated offensively and they dominated defensively. There is nothing left for this team to prove. They have already showed me what they're going to be in the future. This is just an extra credit game, and I hope for the best. If we get dominated, you know what I'll feel? I'll feel disappointed because I never want to see my Packers get dominated. But it will not make me feel that the future is not still bright here in Green Bay.
I am obsessed with looking at Kyle Wallace and Torey Lowe. I mean, please go to go on YouTube at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, because the links to Twitter are in those chats. Go on Twitter at ESPN Madison, at ESPN Milwaukee, because we have a 30-second video of us plunging into Lake Michigan for the Green Bay playoff plunge. I go in right away. I go all the way underneath. Brad goes all the way underneath. And Kyle and Torey Lowe continue to do high knees the entire way through Lake Michigan. And then when you see Kyle come out of the water, he's dry from the neck up. The shirt's dry.
You ain't got no shirt on. I tried my best, okay? I tried my best. You watch the video and you can see.
You didn't try your best.
Yes, I did. You can send another. I'll send a different angle because we got multiple angles. I tried my best. I dipped out. I dipped down to try to get my shoulders in, and I just couldn't go any lower. I'm an old man with bad knees. I tried to dip down as much as possible.
Then you should have stayed in there a little longer.
Kyle, can't have excuses.
Are you expecting
the Packers making excuses when they needed to win 3 straight games?
I said I would have saved you.
Yeah, so y'all wanted me to drown out there. Y'all wanted me to just keep running until all of a sudden I fell off a dang cliff.
Kyle, it was 3 feet water. It was 3 feet.
And at what point was it not 3 feet?
It's not a pool where it goes 3 feet to 10 feet. It's a lake.
Do you know how it works? Have you gone out where it goes deep, deep, deep? I don't know how the depth works in there, and I for dang sure wasn't going to find out today.
How about Monday or Tuesday if they beat the Cowboys?
No.
Oh, hell I'm not sure there's anything you can say to get me to get alongside you with that one.
$100?
Oh, keep going.
No.
200?
Oh, hell We'd be here till the end of the show before you get to the
No, keep going, because I got a number. Keep going.
Everyone's got a number.
I got a number.
I know.
Keep going.
I got a number to give the fans. 800-990-3776. Over-under is going to be coming up next, so we're going to need caller 6, caller 9 for your chance to win a $50 gift card. We've never been more united in our lives on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We team up together, and we get 10 guesses at Chris Larson's category. And in those 10 guesses, we got to get as many right as possible to beat Chris's over-under. Caller 6, you can choose over or under based off your belief in us and based off Chris's category in the over-under. Caller 9, you're stuck on the other side. 800-990-3776. Your chance to win a $50 gift card. 800-990-ESPN. Caller 6, caller 9, over-under. Coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I was about to go get on the highway, and I had the bubble guts, Kyle. So it was either get on the highway and gut it out, and this is the first time in my life I've ever had to do this. I did not get on the highway.
No, you didn't.
I went straight, and then I went left into a industrial area, and I squatted like a dog.
No, you didn't.
And I pooped.
Wait, time out, Ben. There were so many other options.
There were not. There were not. It was life or death.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Wisconsin football star quarterback Ricardo Holman announced on X Wednesday that he'll be back for his junior season in 2024. Holman put himself on the map, leading the way for not only the Wisconsin defense, but the entire country with 7 interceptions in 2023. Holman also notched career highs with 34 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 12 pass deflections. Shortly after Holman's announcement Wednesday, legendary Alabama head coach Nick Saban retired. Alabama is Wisconsin's 3rd opponent next year. Coincidence?
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Take your new year to the next level with live experiences from Vivid Seats. Score tickets for all basketball, hockey, and pro football games. Plus, with a 100% buyer guarantee, Vivid Seats always has your back. See every buzzer beater, touchdown, and shootout live and in person with great deals on great seats. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every purchase, like surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry, with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Julie, you've been here at Pasquale's for a while. What comes to mind when you think of Pasquale's Cantina?
Fun, fresh, local, and the best margaritas in town.
Ah, yes, and that's because we have the largest tequila selection in Madison and the surrounding area. For me, I love that we're Madison's favorite friends and family gathering spot.
That's because of our great customers who have followed Pasquale's over the years. So for me, it's our guests that make Pasquale's Cantina.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
Prize Picks, the most fun I've had, winning up to 25x on my money during the football season, and now I get to play during the basketball season as well. You get to select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you just place an entry. Pretty simple. And now you get to pick combo projections across football and basketball from the Specials League, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. So for me, I'm going to go Jordan Love, and then I'll go Giannis and Dalla Dame. If I want to go 3-pointers made, rushing touchdowns, can do it. Prize Picks is that simple to play. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app.
Go to prizepicks.com/WI and use code WI for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/WI, code WI.
Discover new opportunities together in a new Chevy. Meet up in an Equinox, winner of the J.D. Power Award for initial quality among compact SUVs. Lend a hand in the strong and capable Silverado. Or mix it up in a high-tech Trax with an available 11-inch diagonal touchscreen. Find family, friends, and fun in the Chevy that's right for you.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
For J.D. Power 2023 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I was trying to do the backstroke, but then I laid on my back on the rocks. And then I was like, I just got to get underneath. So then I got underneath. As guys go.
We jumped in Lake Michigan. The Green Bay playoff plunge is official and complete. Check it out on Twitter at ESPN Madison, ESPN Milwaukee, on YouTube. We have the links in there as well. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust, and Kyle Wallace has his hand up.
Well, because we called it a plunge, but I never said I was plunging. I always said I was jumping in. And I would say I jumped in.
All right, you're annoying me.
I would say I jumped in. I won't say I jumped in.
A jumped in, I feel like, is even higher standard. That was not a jump.
Yeah, that was a jump. That was a jump.
Kyle did high knees. He did high knees.
Those are jump.
Yeah, you high knees, and then you did like a kind of like a half squat, and then you turned
half
back.
squat?
Yeah, it was like more like an RDL, you know?
My body my body went down into the water. It was just the water was too shallow.
On Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee. Upon further review, the call in the water has been overturned. At ESPN Kyle W. Shoulders were never submerged in Lake Michigan. He did not complete the process of a playoff plunge. You can see that picture with dry shoulders on the T-shirt.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Caught red-handed.
Oh, wow.
Caught red-handed.
I said that I told y'all I didn't get the show. I said I didn't get the show. I tried, though. Hey, get the screenshot of when you see me bending over. How about that one?
It looks just weird, to be honest. Let's just play over-under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It is Over Under on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, where us three, we team up. We either butt heads and don't do well or come together and win. Chris Larson has a category with an over-under set, and Mike and Franklin is on the over. Appleman in the Orchard is stuck on the other side. What up, Appleman? On the under. Chris, what is the category and what is the over-under?
All right, today's category is the top 10 NFL quarterbacks with the most playoff games played. The
Active?
No, all time. Anybody. Active, retired players, whatever. The top 10 NFL quarterbacks with the most playoff games played in. And the over-under is set at 6.5.
Ha! This is gonna be hard. I need football brains, guys, over there. Your history. You guys are older than me. That's just my excuse of saying you guys got to know the old stuff. All right. What's the over-under?
6.5.
That's a lot. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Ready. 3, 2, 1.
Tom Brady, final answer.
Tom Brady, number 1 on the list with 48 career playoff games played in.
Peyton Manning, final answer.
Peyton Manning, number 2 on the list with 27 games played in the playoffs.
That's a major difference, by the way.
I know, that's insane from 1 to 2.
What
about Elway or Aikman?
I like Elway before Aikman. Played longer.
Elway. I'm kind of going Bradshaw, Kelly, Favre. I'm just trying to throw some names up there.
Let's get
Montana.
Let's get Elway.
Elway
final.
John Elway, number 6 on the list with 22 career playoff games played in.
I like.
The reason why I don't like Bradshaw is because they didn't play as many games back then.
What about Joe Montana?
Yeah, I think
Joe Montana.
Montana's going to be on that.
Joe Montana, final.
Joe Montana, number 4 on the list with 23 career playoff games played in.
Brett Favre has 20 career playoff games.
He has to. He played for so long.
Yeah, he played
2 minutes.
Almost.
Favre's got to have 20.
And he had two runs to the Super Bowl as well.
Well, I already jumped in Lake Michigan, so I feel like I can put out a fire if the fire.
What about Favre?
I like Favre.
Brett Favre, final.
Brett Favre, number 3 on the list with 24 career playoff games played in.
Okay.
All right,
so you
we
have
got
1,
5.
2, 3, 4, and number 6 on the list.
Okay, so Steve Young, Jim Kelly, obviously Aaron Rodgers as well.
What, like Roethlisberger?
Yeah, Roethlisberger. That may be a good guess.
Benjamin Roethlisberger, final.
Before Rodgers? Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger, number 5 on the list with 23 career playoff games played in.
So we need one more.
So
Pittsburgh, you got to think, 19 straight winning seasons for Tomlin. That's a lot of playoff games right there.
Do you think Rodgers is on that list then or no?
I have Rodgers on my initial one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would say Aaron Rodgers.
A-Rod's for the win, final.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, number 7 on the list with 22 career
Let's keep
playoff
going.
I mean, let's try and go for 10 for 10.
Jim Kelly might be on that list.
I think Jim Kelly's a good one.
I mean, they went to 4 straight. Yeah. So he's probably around 16 playoff games.
I still think Bradshaw.
Jim Kelly final.
Jim Kelly probably has more than Bradshaw.
Jim Kelly final.
Wow. How many he have?
He has 17 career playoff games played in.
All right, since we didn't get it, Chris, run off the top 10.
Right,
well, we won. Congratulations to Mike and Franklin for the belief in Kyle Brust.
We didn't say
Nortman.
Aikman, did we?
We did not.
Yes, we didn't say Aikman. We didn't say Young.
So you had number 1 Tom Brady, 48 career playoff games played in. Peyton Manning, 27 career playoff games in, number 2. Brett Favre was 24 career playoff games in. He was number 3. Joe Montana with 4.
Joe Montana.
With 30 playoff games played in. Ben Roethlisberger also 23 playoff games played in, number 5. Number 6, John Elway, 22 career playoff games. Aaron Rodgers you had as well with 22 career playoff games in, number 7. Number 8, Steve Young with 22 career playoff games. Number 9 was Roger Staubach with 20 career playoff games.
Staubach on this list too.
And number 10, Terry Bradshaw with 19 career playoff games played in.
We could have ran this one.
I would say
good job.
I would say 7.5 would have been the right over under for this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, if we would have got that.
But yet you said it was going to be tough when I said it was over under 6.5.
Yeah, of course I am. I got to make sure I scare you into doing better lines.
We would have got all of these.
After missing Kelly, I think we would have went Bradshaw,
Young,
and then I had Staubach on my list.
I know, but you weren't vocal about it, so I act like you would have got it.
I would have said if we would have got to the pressure, I would have said I don't know Staubach.
Brady 48, number 1. Manning 27, number 2.
It's honestly
that's ridiculous.
Insane. It's kind of like the stat about how Saban has more first-round draft picks than losses at Alabama.
Wow.
That's I can't get my head around that.
Wow.
So 44 first-round draft picks and what, like 30-something losses?
20-something losses.
I guess you only lose 2 games, 3 games a year max.
Yeah, it's like a down year.
Yeah, terrible year for them. They only lost, 2 this year?
Yeah.
We jumped in Lake Michigan. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Do not go anywhere. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, we did the Green Bay playoff plunge. Make sure you check that video out and let us know if you think Kyle's counts because he clearly didn't go underwater. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Oh, hell no!
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Hey, this is Eric Name of The Athletic. You're listening to Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersham, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Celebrations Entertainment. Complete event services for weddings, corporate events, nonprofit events, outdoor movies, casino nights, and much more. Go to celebrationsentertainment.com and get started today. Green Bay Packers taking on the 2-seed Cowboys at AT&T Stadium, and they'll be playing their old head coach, Mike McCarthy. McCarthy 0-1 in his head coaching career with Dallas when facing Green Bay. That game back in 2022 when the Packers took down the Cowboys 31-28 at Lambeau Field. Though this season, head coach Mike McCarthy not answering questions about how the history with the Packers figures into the matchup.
I mean, I've had a good year. I haven't watched them a whole lot, but yeah, the drama of it, I'm sure you guys will love. I will not participate this year, but no, it's playoff time. It doesn't matter who we play, to be honest with you.
Make sure to participate and get ready for the Green Bay versus Dallas game this Sunday by heading over to ESPNWisconsin.com for all you need green and gold. Milwaukee Bucks welcoming Drew Holiday and the Celtics to Pfizer Forum tonight. Game tips off at 6:30 p.m. means pregame coverage begins at 6 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN. Madison's
Metro
home of the
Kia
Bucks.
of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We jumped into Lake Michigan. For those who missed it, here is what it sounded like. I kind of went a little Anchorman on us. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're... Actually, I kind of felt those vibes from the get-go. Well done, Ben.
Good. Here.
Playoff Plunge! Oh, we going in? Oh, you ain't got no shirt on. Oh, hell no.
You ain't got no shirt on. Oh, hell no. That's Kyle Wallace. He's got an itch.
I do. My leg was itching during the break. I was going to say something to y'all, but I want y'all to judge me. Y'all ain't got no itches?
It's just because you're ashy right now. Don't
It
put
ain't
that on
because
us.
I'm ashy. It's because I got all the people's urine and feces and wastewater all on my body.
I think you're like manifesting this.
Yeah,
I think you think it's there, and then your body starts feeling it.
How many gallons of water waste, untreated water waste, had spilled into the lake bin?
I don't know. I didn't read your stupid
you got
article.
Microbes all over you.
I thank you, because I sure do. All of us do. I'm sitting here itching.
I hope something starts growing on me in my sleep tonight.
Could you argue that's good for your immune system, though?
My immune system is already immaculate, but I don't know if it can defeat human feces. I don't know about
If you
that.
can't go to your low sternum in Lake Michigan and walk out okay, maybe your immune system isn't.
Are you scared of your own shadow?
Absolutely not, but I'm scared of Lake Michigan. I've never legitimately lived here my entire life. I've been in there 0 times. You guys know I go on a boat quite often during the summertime. When the water very cool. When the water splashes on me, I'm like, ugh.
Kyle, God forbid you're out there, something happens, and the ship starts to go down. What would you do in that moment?
I mean, I'm going to swim, and after I get done swimming and after I realize that I didn't die, I'm going to sit there and say, I need to take a shower because I feel disgusting.
I will say the shower felt unbelievable afterward.
I don't know why you guys acted like we just had mud on us. It was
What,
water.
I would prefer to have mud on us. At least I know that's natural from the earth.
There's a big difference between all the other Wisconsin lakes and Lake Michigan.
If we're being honest, it's natural.
I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I guess he's right.
The Packers play the Cowboys on Sunday, and I'm dead serious because I love a good challenge. And people are saying, hey, make sure you check the weather. Look, the backstroke might be calling my name if they beat the Cowboys. I'm just saying. I haven't committed, but I'm just saying.
What would it take for you to commit?
You guys?
Then you're not committed.
Pay me $500, I'd do it.
That's what it would take, $500. You see the weather next week?
Whatever. I'll survive. $500 will make me feel better.
I could source those.
Are you thinking about that?
If you pay me $500, I'll do it. Yeah, $500, I'll do it. You heard me right. I will plunge again next week for $500. Mark it.
Because if they win, and I come up with 500 smackaroos.
500 United States dollars. None of this monopoly money, no game.
Could you imagine?
United States dollars,
baby. That's what I want.
What if it was in pennies?
No, sure, I can take it right to the bank. Just as long as you give me my money. $500, I'll do it. No,
but you have to go underneath the water.
I will not put my head in.
Then you're not getting $500.
Well, then I guess you on your own. You solo.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. I just can't believe you're turning down $500.
I'm not putting. Listen. $500 is not worth this face getting some type of bacteria infection on it. No.
If we get a bacteria infection, are you going to have, you're going to feel bad for us? Or you're going to be like, we told you so?
I'm going to say, I told you so.
You're not going to feel bad at all?
You know, the water touched y'all lips today. I want you to know that the water touched them lips.
No, you did one of these things.
Water probably went right in your mouth.
You go underwater and you
blew
blow it all out.
Yeah, because it's not going to go right back in. All right. Yeah, y'all drank Lake Michigan water today.
All right, so Brad, you actually have NFL playoff experience. Kyle and I do not. So I feel like this question's more centered at you, even though I still have my opinions whether they're right or wrong. Do you expect these rookies to play well? Because I remember early in the Packer season, you talked about how, like, when you were a rookie, man, it's just like, wow, the pace of everything is just quicker. And that's, no offense, just in the special teams realm. I can't imagine what it's like for defensive backs, for wide receivers against, veterans who have been in this playoff situation, the Cowboys defense who have turned over a lot of teams, Al Harris, their defensive backs coach. Like, what do you expect from this Green Bay team, knowing that they're the youngest team to make the playoffs ever?
Maybe this is where my take from earlier thought, because I felt like there was a concern that maybe they do get dominated, because I don't expect them to play well. I do think they're going to keep it close. I don't think they're going to get dominated, but I don't think you're going to see the Packer team that we've seen over this last 2 months. I think they're going to be okay, but don't expect them to play well. And for the record, when I came out and said, I think these guys are going to struggle with the adjustment into the NFL season, being young, they did struggle. They didn't know where to go. They're messing up routes. It clearly looked like they were overwhelmed, and then they started to get a feel for it. There's something about the playoff experience that just hits different. From my own playoff experience, my second year in the league, won the division with the Carolina Panthers, and we were good. We were a good team. We had 12 wins that year. We went and played a veteran playoff-based experienced team in the San Francisco 49ers. Same 49er team led by Jim Harbaugh, who went to the Super Bowl the year before. So they went in feeling like they've already been there, done that. And it was a semi-close game. Don't quote me on the score. I think it was like 24-10. But they were start to finish the better team. And by the way, if that's how the Packer game goes, I would say that's a win. No big deal. 24-10, they were clearly the better team start to finish. We looked outmatched. We looked unprepared for the speed. We looked unprepared for the physicality. And just the mental strain of one and done. I will say the expectations for that Panther team were greater than what the Packers' expectations are for today.
Because
this was not expected.
And you won the division,
We won the division, that's right. But the guys didn't play well. That is a trend that you see all across the league. Young teams that get playoff for the first time, or even guys, anybody for the playoffs for the first time, it rarely goes well. I don't expect this team to play well as they've been playing the last 2 months.
As a realistic individual that I believe that I am
you
each and every week, is that when you look at
You're
this game,
absolutely not that. Can you at least be honest with yourself?
I think I'm very realistic. I tried to tell you, y'all were concerned about the Bears last week. I wasn't. I mean, that's all I need to say. Y'all were concerned about Justin Fields. I was not. And so I was being real. Y'all being
You want to play this game because I can have the powers that may be dig some archives up.
Y'all was being a little skirty cats, and I was not. But let me tell you this, is that going into this week's game, you are absolutely right. The Green Bay Packers have no business winning a game like this with the inexperience that they have on their roster, with a team that has already made the playoffs, won playoff games, and has been a solid, consistent team all year in the Dallas Cowboys playing at home, a place they have not lost at in 16 straight games. The Packers have no business winning this game. But when you think about the one guy that they have, and I know you talk about, rookies, and Jordan Love ain't no rookie. This ain't his first time being in a playoff game. Playing in a playoff game, yes, but being in a playoff game, absolutely not. But then on top of that, the one thing about Jordan Love is he has never wavered off his consistent emotions that he has, which is basically even keeled all the way throughout. That's what gives me confidence in Sunday's game, is that he's not going to go in like a Cam in the game where there might be jitters because there's some expectations behind this. Jordan Love in every single moment has stayed steady and stayed exactly the same, and I see no difference coming on Sunday. Why? It's because there's no real expectations. He's a human being. He understands that. He's going to go out there and play very free, and that's why we talked about house money, but he gives me confidence. But this being their first playoff game, and having to go to Dallas, and Dallas having so much to play for, it does make me concerned because they have no business winning this game.
I mean, this is the worst type of thing, but it's going to go two of which ways. The Cowboys are going to be the wagon that they've been on offense all season long, or they're going to be tight because they're going to feel the pressure because all of the pressure is on them. The same reason why everyone's calling in and everyone's talking about this team having house money in the Green Bay Packers. That is a dangerous thing for a young team. House money, playing with no pressure. I am fascinated in seeing how this game turns out at 3:30 on Sunday, because you have Mike McCarthy playing for coaching for his job. You have Dak Prescott, who has not delivered in a big game for the Dallas Cowboys. You have an owner who, as soon as the clock strikes zero, and Jerry Jones will breathe down Mike McCarthy and let him know that, like, you see the news. Bill Belichick. I'm not saying it's a perfect fit, but, like, you guys, if you're an owner, your mind starts going, are they getting ahead of them? Is there too much going on there where it's simply, we have our guy Jordan Love. We won 2 games to make the playoffs. What do we got to lose? Let's go get it.
But the flip side of that is, when do you emotionally and mentally peak? I look at the Green Bay Packers. I don't know how you couldn't experience a peak of sorts, beating your rival, winning 3 straight to go to the playoffs. Again, something nobody thought you would do. I look at the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott famously did not wear the NFC East championship hat in any part during the ceremony by which they won the division, because they're focused.
Nothing to me.
I'm just saying, that's what their mindset is at. That's what their mindset is at, is that they're trying to, like, steadily the peak of their focus and their attention. It's hard to be a young team, to beat your rival, to get into the playoffs, a thrill on a major stage, and then to come back from that and do it again. It's just hard to do.
Listen, I'm not buying into the hat thing. If you ain't a champion yet, you're just trying to put yourself in a mentality. That's all that is. That isn't
come at him, Kyle.
No, but it's not a I believe this. I'm hopeful for this. I hope that this happens. But I do want to go back to something that Ben said. Do you guys really think that this is more about the Cowboys winning or losing this game versus the Packers actually having a chance to win? It's basically, are you saying it's based off the Cowboys? If the Cowboys will lose this game, the Packers won't win it.
I see where you're going there, but, like, I guess just to clarify, like, sure, I do believe that the Cowboys have shown more consistency over the year, that, like, their play is going to dictate more of the outcome of this game.
They're the better.
If they play the A game, they're going to win.
I truly.
They play the B game, they're likely going to win.
Yeah,
and
it takes like a
I don't
C-.
Yeah, but I don't think it's really the Packers going in there and playing the best game they've ever played. I truly believe, as been for me when you were alluding to, the Dallas Cowboys, whether they play that A game or they play that C game, that's what it's going to be down to. I don't think the Packers go in there and take the game from the Dallas Cowboys. I believe the Dallas Cowboys will either win that game.
I'm saying it's absolutely based on the pressure that they feel. If they are not wearing the championship hat that they won the division with, and that, like, mentality carries over into the playoff game, and they're very businesslike, and they come out and turn over the Packers and have a great offensive output, then yeah, it wasn't meant to be for the Packers this year, and we still talk about this team heading into next year with so many great storylines about how Jordan Love's the guy. What are they going to do in the top 5 picks that they have in the top 5 picks in the top 75 in the NFL draft? What are they going to do with their free agency money, right? Like, those are conversations we can have, or we can be talking about how, like, look what they did. Look how Mike McCarthy and this team got tight, because who cares if they picked up a hat or didn't wear a hat or not? It all comes down to what Dallas Cowboy team shows up on Sunday.
Well, they choke.
If you play within 2 letter grades of the Dallas Cowboys, I think that's a success. If they have their A game and you have your C game, I think it's close enough where you say, okay, that's pretty good. If they play their B game and you play their D game, you're getting close. But if they bring their A game and the Packers have a D or F game, that's going to be ugly. That's the scenario where I look at and say that feels like a loss. Even though the season's great. You can't take that away.
I don't like Brad's energy. It feels like last week. That could be a good thing for us.
Getting it out of the way. Getting out of the way now.
Because when he has been pessimistic, it led to good things for the Packers. He was pessimistic against the Vikings. He was pessimistic against the Bears. And you know what? We'll take
worked.
3 times in a row, baby.
It worked. Just like the Princeton Club works. For me, for you, and for anyone that you know. Because they have the lowest rates of the year in January, and all it takes is some courage, right? It could be me talking to you right now. Do you have the courage to get a tour of their facilities to see what they can offer you? Because they have something for everybody. And not to mention, when you are a member at the Princeton Club, you have free childcare with your membership. You are open 24/7 to go work out whenever you please. So start investing in your health, because once you find that, you're not going to leave it. Trust me, they have too much to offer. It's too great of an environment, and you just need the courage to take that step to find your better tomorrow. So check out the Madison locations. Check out New Berlin. The Princeton Club has changed my life, and it can help change yours for a better tomorrow. Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch. He joins us next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Did you play cans as a kid?
Cans?
Stop playing. Y'all know what cans is? Y'all know what cans is?
Can you say what cans is,
so y'all never took a basketball. You never had, have a soda or something like that. You crush the can, and then you put it on the ground, and then you walk about 10 feet the other direction, crush that can, put it in the ground, and you take a ball, and you try to hit the can with the ball. Are y'all
that sounds like a horrible game.
I don't worry about it after 5 minutes.
Don't be culturally insensitive.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
83-81, Stoughton with the ball. Bernholtz fires up a 3, and it's nothing but net tie. Bernholtz cannot miss today. 84-83.
Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania is also brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management, Pasquale's Cantina, UW Credit Union, Stoughton Trailers, the GRB Academy, and Stoughton Health.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
If you want a fresh twist on surf and turf, look no further than North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. Inspired by their time living in the Alaskan Gulf in southern Texas, owners Keith and Aaron brought together unique culinary backgrounds to create a truly authentic American restaurant here in Madison. After expanding to 2 more locations in DeForest and Verona, you can savor smoky, wood-fired barbecue and freshly prepared seafood from around the country. Explore their full menu and dining options at eatnorthandsouth.com. That's eatnorthandsouth.com.
Big trailers and big opportunity. Since 1962, Stoughton Trailers has been a family-owned and operated business. With competitive wages and excellent benefits, plus growth and advancement opportunities, Stoughton Trailers is an exciting place to grow your career. Join the collaboration, innovation, and dynamic team atmosphere at Stoughton Trailers, with positions now open in production, operations, finance, sales, engineering, supply chain, and more. Go to stojobs.com to apply today. Stoughton Trailers, big opportunity.
Get ready for Frozen Assets, a celebration of our lakes presented by Associated Bank in the Edgewater. This 10-day event kicks off on January 27th with a can't-miss fundraiser. Tickets are on sale now. Then head to the Edgewater and Lake Mendota all week for daily events. The popular Frozen Assets 5K Run Walk is on Saturday, February 3rd, as well as the festival featuring free ice skating, show kites, ice science, hot chocolate, and more. Learn more at cleanlakesalliance.org.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
The standards have been set from quarterbacks that have been here before us, and you're trying to continue to raise your game until you get to that bar.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're going to evolve throughout the course of the season. It's always the fine line of what's too much.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
The Packers defense will have their hands full with the Cowboys' high-powered offense this weekend. Quarterback Dak Prescott ranks second in the league in passer rating, while his top target, CeeDee Lamb, is top 3 in catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns in the NFL this season. Dallas has scored 30 or more points in 7 of their 8 home games. Head coach Matt LaFleur knows what his team is up against.
It's extremely explosive. Dak's playing at a really high level. They got a really good offensive line. CD's a problem, but they got a lot of guys on that offense. They've been able to make a bunch of explosive plays, and they're scoring at a high rate. I just think a lot of it comes down to how well the quarterback's playing.
It's the Packers and Cowboys Sunday in the NFC wildcard round. Kickoff from AT&T Stadium is at 3:30.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust, next to Kyle Wallace, next to Brad Nortman, Chris Larson running the show. We paid our debt. I don't even think it's a debt.
We stayed true to our word.
Yeah,
we stayed true to our word. Everyone except Kyle Wallace.
Paid off our stupidity. Listen, I'm standing on it. I believe what I did was enough. It sufficed. I said I was jumping in.
That is not the consensus on YouTube or Twitter or the text line or the call. But joining us now, because he can be a voice of reason as he usually is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch, which you can hear 9 to noon, Monday through Friday across these various stations. Check them out on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Jason, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys, more importantly?
We're great. We're great.
Better now.
Did you have a chance to check out the video on ESPN Milwaukee's Twitter?
I have not. I've been talking to LaFleur and in the locker room, so I have not gotten to see the I assume that the shrinkage is not something that anybody gets to see that you experienced, right? That's going to be in like the OnlyFans version.
Jason, to be very honest, it was so cold outside. That was already done before we went in.
That's probably true. It actually was something I wasn't even thinking about. I was just
the least of my concerns in the moment.
Yes, that is very true. Brad Nortman and I, Jason, we went under all the way. Kyle did up to his shoulders, but didn't
chest.
Upper chest. Like, is it considered a plunge if you don't go all the way in?
Yep. I'm going to give it to him.
Thank you. That's why Jason's my guy. Jason, if you watch the video, you see I put in a wholehearted effort to try to go. I ran further than they did.
After review, the ruling on the field stands, according to Jason Wilde.
Well, I haven't actually broken down the film of it. So
yeah,
maybe
you know what?
Let's
let you break down the film a little bit before we get to that. Now, we have somebody on this program that has NFL playoff experience, and obviously it's not me or Kyle or Chris or who's ever running the board in Madison. And when it comes to Brad Nortman's thoughts and feelings, he doesn't expect a lot from a team this young in the playoffs, despite everything that they've done that has been impressive. What's your vibe?
Yeah, I think he's probably right. I think usually a good rule of thumb is what Brad Nortman thinks is usually probably pretty well informed and pretty smart.
I mean, Jason, if you saw how much he prepared for the plunge, or excuse me, Lexi prepared for this plunge, it was amazing.
Oh, she had me. I felt so safe with what Lexi prepared me for. 6 towels.
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Well, so I had an entire tote bag. I had 6 towels. Lexi had boiled water, put it in a big ol' Yeti container, and we had tea ready to distribute to the guys to warm up their bodies. Had a bag for my for my wet clothes. Had another set of clothes ready to roll. I mean, I just felt so prepared and so ready. She'd put out my jacket, put out my winter hat, put out my gloves. I just needed to show up. I was equipped. I was like a player. Lexi coached me, and I felt so ready to go in there. Coach and equip me. It's a good wife.
Wow. I don't want to get too far into your personal life. But
it sounds pretty good.
Sounds like she's going to be an outstanding mom someday, since she
will.
is about as organized as you could possibly be.
I just can't wait till she stops taking care of him and takes care of somebody else.
Hey, wait a minute. That doesn't happen.
No wonder why you've been waiting so damn long.
Fair. Jason, but yeah, I was thinking when I looked at this game, but my own playoff experience was our first go around at it. Man, we won the division. We played a playoff experienced San Francisco team, and they just looked like they'd been there before. They were so ahead of the game. We were completely ill-prepared. It set up for future success, but I just don't expect this team to do well. Additionally, I think they're going to keep it relatively close, but if they get steamrolled from start to finish, I don't think they're playing with house money. I think this is not a no-lose situation. That would be a sobering reality, how far away they would be. Do you agree with that?
It would certainly be sobering, right? I mean, but lots of 7 seeds since they expanded have experienced similar results. I still think that it's just so good for their development, because even if it's just getting that out of the way, right? Like getting that first experience out of the way, and then it's a lesson too for next year, right? Because I think we all expect them, after what they were able to do this year, to parlay that into a better regular season record, another playoff berth, and you would think better performance. Like, obviously in 2009, the Packers didn't get run out of the gym by at Arizona, but they were going against Kurt Warner, who obviously was extremely experienced at that point, had been an NFL MVP, had won a Super Bowl, and Aaron Rodgers was making his first playoff start, and he threw a pick on his first playoff pass. Like, I think there's value in getting that out of your system, even if you get boat raced. I don't think they're going to get boat raced either, but they can lose that game by 17 points. I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibility. I don't think they're going to get beat 40-10, but yeah, I think that there's the possibility of them taking it on the chin pretty good. I think there's still a path for them to win too. I think they have to be really fortunate, and their defense has to play better than I think it's capable of. But look, I just think any experience is valuable, even if it ends up being a negative one in terms of the outcome. I just feel like when you've got so many guys who had never even played in the NFL before, and then all of your second-year players have never played in the playoffs, right, in addition to all your rookies. So I just think getting that experience would be helpful, even if the outcome isn't great. But obviously, no, these guys are all competitors, just like you were. Like, you don't want to go out there and get embarrassed, or you don't want to lose. You don't care that it's quote-unquote house money. When we have that conversation, the players aren't looking at it that way. The players are saying, hey, we're in the dance. We're going to do some damage, right? You guys are wired to be confident and to be competitive, and I fully expect them to have that same mentality.
Do you feel, Jason, we're speaking with Jason Wilde. You can hear Jason Wilde every weekday on Wilde and Taos, 9 a.m. to noon on ESPN Wisconsin.
I can tell you.
Reset.
Kyle's still recovering. Yeah.
I wanted to.
You can hear Jason Wilde with Mark Tauscher on Wilde and Tausch 9 to noon across these very stations.
You know what? You can't be on your A game every single time. But Jason, I did have a question about the overall locker room vibe and with these guys. You just talked about how it was a young team who really wants to go out there and win. I mean, is there a feel that Jordan Love going into this game will just stay the same Jay Love, and the teammates around him feel confident in Jay Love to be successful this weekend?
No, I definitely think he's going to stay the same. I mean, I don't
changed.
know if there's Yeah, I don't know if there's a guy that, and it was interesting. We got talking yesterday about how even-keeled he is, and how that's one of the defining kind of characteristics he has. And I asked him, is that, don't take this the wrong way, but is that just how you are, or do you have to kind of consciously make sure that you're staying that way? And it was really interesting to hear him talk about it, because basically he said, I talk to myself on the sideline all the time. If I make a bad throw or an interception, I do have to calm myself down. It's not just like I'm always just calm. And I thought that was really interesting, that he's self-aware enough to know that even though that may be his baseline, that there are times where he has to remind himself to get back to that baseline. I just thought that was a pretty intriguing view, and a lot of self-awareness for a guy who obviously, this is year 4 being in the league, but obviously his first year as the starter. That's a lot of self-awareness for a guy who hasn't been in most of these situations before.
Outside the Super Bowl with the Packers, is this Mike McCarthy's second biggest game as a coach?
No. I mean, the Seattle NFC Championship game was, they were 15-1 playing at home against the Giants in 2011.
I guess maybe from that standpoint, yes. The wording of the question didn't get to the point I'm trying to make. Like, the pressure's on Mike McCarthy. I mean, if he loses this game, he could potentially lose his job.
That's true. He could. There's definitely pressure on him, but I feel like all these games are pressure, right? Like 2016, I think we all kind of knew that Atlanta was a better team, and the Packers had gone on this 8-game run to get to the NFC Championship game. But I mean, it was so bad. They had Ladarius Gunter trying to cover an in his prime Julio Jones. By the end of the game, they had so many injuries that they had LaTroy Guion, a defensive tackle, playing guard. So that, that game, he wasn't going anywhere. They got to an NFC Championship game nobody expected him to. And then the next 2 years, they missed the playoffs. The 17 season, I would have loved to have seen what that team would have done with Rodgers being healthy all year, because he was off to a really good start, and Devontae Adams had ascended into being a top-flight receiver. But look, he's had pressure on him before. He's had pressure on him in Dallas before. Do I think that Jerry Jones would happily turn on a dime and, if they lost to the Packers on Sunday, call Bill Belichick and offer him the moon, the sun, and the stars to be the next Cowboys head coach? It would seem to be that would be consistent with Jerry Jones's personality. So, yes, there's pressure on them, but they're a really good team. And this idea that they're going to get really tight and play conservative or whatever else, they've been the best team in the league when they're playing at home. They've been really, really good at home. And I anticipate them, and I think Mike McCarthy has struck the right tone. Like, he acknowledged that he screwed up when he kind of let I'm going back to Green Bay and fed into all the storylines and answered all the reporters' questions. That was a mistake when he did that.
Why was that a mistake,
last
though?
year?
Do you think that just took the focus off the game or threw him off? Why would that be a mistake?
I think he felt like he let it affect him too, right? Like, whether it was his focus or whatever else, like he's making it damn sure that this doesn't have anything to do with them playing the team he used to coach. And he's been pretty adamant about that with the media. Again, I think the most important messaging is in your own locker room. And I think he probably felt like maybe he sent the wrong message to his team, talking so much about how much he loved Green Bay and how he's going to come back here to live when his career's over and all that other stuff. And he is not allowing that to seep into his locker room. And I think that's really smart. And I think that's indicative of a team that's going to really be primed at home. They know there's pressure on them. They work for Jerry Jones. Like, Jerry Jones, what did he get, 3 Super Bowls in 4 years when he first bought the team?
Mm-hmm.
And then 30 years later, he still hasn't won another one. They are acutely aware of how much pressure is on them, I am sure.
Well, listen to Jason tomorrow from 9 to noon. Hear him on the Green Bay Game Day pregame show, the Green Bay Game Day postgame show. He's everywhere. He's Jason Wilde. Thanks for joining us, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good. Warm up.
Oh, good.
Thank
That
you.
was a good add to his sign-off.
That was really good.
Take care, be good.
That's why he's a professional,
Warm up.
award-winning
is.
professional.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, we had a long day. We did this polar plunge.
I know what you're going to do, and it's smart,
I'm
smart
going to head
decision.
right home.
What do you mean we had
There's a
this long
snowstorm
day?
tomorrow. There's a lot to be stressed out about.
I mean,
It's a
Brad
long
did
day.
it.
Wait a
He had
minute.
a drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
snow.
Wait,
Okay,
you
but
say going to Lake Michigan and jumping in freezing cold water does not make for a long day. It makes for a long day.
It does. I know you got something for me.
And so when I'm going home, I'm going to put my keys down. I'm going to get into even more comfortable clothing than this, and I'm going to walk right downstairs to the Nortman fridge, and it's stocked full of Carbless, which is my favorite, my go-to drink. That's because Carbless has everything I'm looking for. It has no carbs, no sugars, only 100 calories per can, and there's no guilt. Guys, they found a way
You see
to
my
make-
man's body jumping in the lake?
I did. I didn't want to notice it. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. I
You
also
guys
saw it on
mean it?
video. I
Let's
saw it
go.
on video. You do it. You do it.
Do you guys mean
Do you guys mean it?
You
Well,
look
it's-
like a former professional athlete.
I'm glad you said that because I did get a workout in this morning too before going there. I knew I was going to have to get that heart rate back up. That included upper body lift. I'm not trying to go back tonight, relax a little bit and then do something that I'm just going to totally detonate my workout. No, I found something that's my favorite in Carbless. And it has no guilt because there's only 100 calories per can. Gluten-free. It has less carbonation, so there's less bloat. That's why I can look so awesome on the beach at Lake Michigan. I can look thin. I can look good. There's just no guilt when you're drinking Carbless, but it doesn't stop there because it tastes unbelievable. You should try it for yourself. I mean, the raspberry, cranberry, pineapple, margarita, that's my favorite. I'm having a margarita tonight. Carbless has something for everyone, whether it be taste, how it makes you feel, and the fact that it's no carbs, no sugar, no gluten makes it my go-to premium, ready-to-drink cocktail. Check out Carbless for yourself and understand why less is more. And check them out online and find them at retailers near you.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman hit the take machine on the other side. Plus, there's someone on the line that wants to rip Kyle. I'm all for it. That's next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Yeah, let them do this. I ain't doing it.
You're not going to hurt our
No,
feelings.
come on.
Just mine.
Homer, come on. Yo, fuck, I should be doing this time. I should be 2-6. That good enough for you? You need any more?
That's fair, Don.
Need any
Homer,
more?
that's
One?
fair, yeah.
Us?
Yeah.
Y'all
2, 3, 4.
You're all the same.
There we
Nobody's
go.
as good as me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
January means it's playoff time for football, where the best teams are doing their best to win. And Metro Ford of Madison wants to help you win this month with great offers like 2.9% APR financing for 72 months on a 2023 Ford F-150. Cost per thousand is $1,515. To really push this deal over the goal line, Metro Ford of Madison will include a tonneau cover, bed liner, and mud flaps. A $1,430 value for free. Don't miss out on this great offer and more at Metro Ford of Madison.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and is expanding to Milwaukee. As a local company headquartered in Verona, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Every Thursday this football season, huddle up for the Great Dane Huddle, live from the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Join me and former Badgers Tarek Saleh and Derek Engler this Thursday for the Great Dane Huddle, live from the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company in Fitchburg. We're reacting to all the coaching changes and everything from the opening weekend of the playoffs. This Thursday, it's the Great Dane Huddle, beginning at 6 o'clock on 100.5 ESPN.
The Great Dane Huddle with Alex Strofe, Tarek Saleh, and Derek Engler. Thursdays at 6 on 100.5 ESPN.
We tend not to think about right now, but right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. When you give to the V Foundation, 100% of your donation goes directly to game-changing cancer research. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you. Donate at V.org, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
After an accident, don't wait to get the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices first. There is no fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Smoking hot deals just keep coming with quick hot savings from Quick Trip. And right now we're cooling off with $2.99 a gallon Nature's Touch milk. All 1 gallon, 2%, 1%, and skim Nature's Touch milk, just $2.99. Hey, looking to make that perfect movie night milkshake? Or how about making those morning waffles extra fluffy? Our fresh, straight from our dairy Nature's Touch milk is on sale and ready for your fridge. Quick hot savings from Quick Trip. Yeah, we're here to save you some moolah.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Portis, and I love playing basketball in Milwaukee. When I drive down the lane, I move fast and make sudden moves to drive to the hoop and score. But when I'm behind the wheel in the driving lane, I control my drive. I don't speed or make sudden movements. Speeding and reckless driving are the leading causes of traffic injuries and deaths in Wisconsin. Do what I do. Control your drive. Don't speed. Don't be reckless. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Wisconsin DOT.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
She telling me this and telling me that. You say once you take me with you, I never go back.
800-990-3776. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, who jumped into Lake Michigan for our Green Bay playoff plunge, or at least 2 out of 4 of us went under for a playoff plunge. I'm Ben Brust with Kyle Walls, who didn't, with Brad Nortman, who did. Let's go to Jonathan Brust, the official delusional fan of the South.
Oh, the Bears fan.
Welcome in, Jonathan Brust.
You know, I'll continue to be delusional, and I'm okay with that. I'm looking forward to next year. But, Kyle, I'm not kidding, bro. That was the most embarrassing moment. You looked like Prancer trying to fly Santa's sled and couldn't get off the ground because you didn't want to go under. That was ridiculously embarrassing for yourself. And I'm ashamed that I took you to a Badgers football game with me.
Powerful.
That I would even be, like, knowing you it's embarrassing.
Wow. Well, you know what? You know what embarrassing looks like because you watch an embarrassing franchise every single year. So you know what?
I'm delusional, so guess what? Next year I'm going to be good.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I do feel ashamed now because if the person who feels shame and embarrassment every single fall tells me.
Felt that for you?
Yeah, felt that for me, then I absolutely, I understand that. So.
Hey, Kyle, if you guys beat the Cowboys and you jump in, I'll come up there and I will go full-blown into the water, and I know you probably wouldn't because you're too much of a sissy.
No, I'm smart. I'm not going full-blown into the water like that. And, of course, you'll be more than willing to jump in. You
later than me.
Yeah, raised this boy Big Brust, so obviously you'd be more.
True or false, Jonathan? You jumped into a pond after making a closest to the pin golf tournament shot.
Yeah, and I also swam like 100 yards through this mucky water.
Okay,
because that's what normal people do when they make bets. They actually follow up on it.
I jumped into the lake. Can you just tell me this? Do you think Ben and Brad?
No, that was not jumping. That was prancing like Prancer.
It was high knees.
You were like a reindeer running, thinking you didn't need to go under.
I had to pick my legs up. I didn't want to trip over rocks. You got to pick the legs up, man. It's cold out there. The water
I saw Ben. Ben was full under. I saw Brad. He was full under, not you. Come on, Kyle.
Tori's got 8.
Better than that.
I refuse to put
Thank
my
you,
whole
Jonathan
face
Brust.
in.
One of your better calls.
Wow, he came in really swinging.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
embarrassing knows embarrassing.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. I listen. Hey, I tried. I gave my best attempt.
No.
How far did y'all
see?
want
Like
to run?
I've tried to keep the peace today and like not get at Kyle because I'm happy he did it. But like when he says, I tried,
I did
tried.
try.
The lake waters, it got feces in it. It smelled bad on the way.
Everything you're saying is factual. There is no lie. I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not lying about anything. And you watch the video. Go to ESPN.
Everyone
Milwaukee on
has,
Twitter
and everyone's ruled you fraud.
Everyone has not ruled. There have been many people that said that I did enough.
That's because you're a Packer backer, and if they're a Packer backer, they got your back.
I gave an attempt. I did. I even bent over. I even went as far to try to squat down and bend over to try to get my shoulders in. In that moment,
just fall in.
Absolutely not. I'm not putting my head in there. Absolutely not. These dreads ain't free.
You've been baptized?
The picture?
I've been baptized. Baptism in my church ain't nothing but a little holy water on your forehead as a baby. I ain't never been dipped under. And if I was dipped under, it's the holy water, not the poopy water.
Yeah, and I'm sure they wouldn't elect to have it in 36-degree water either. I will say that the incriminating picture is the picture where you're dry from like the chest up. That's pretty incriminating.
I want a little credit.
Tough luck.
I told you all this.
Caught red-handed.
I said I don't think my shoulders got in. I didn't at the moment I didn't know it was freezing cold. I tried. I should get credit for trying.
Kyle, do you feel good about your efforts today?
I feel good.
You hear that?
Good. No, I feel
good.
Hell no. I wish I could have got more in, but I wish I would have dipped more over. But I tried and I ran. I kept running. I didn't stop when y'all jumped in.
You did run.
I kept running to try to get in there. I really did. I was thinking about my livelihood.
Congratulations, Kyle. I'm happy that you feel good about it.
I appreciate
but I do want to get to the take machine before we go purely or solely to 94.5 ESPN. So we'll be back with the take machine, but I want to hear Kyle again being a real prancer, as Jonathan Brust said.
Playoff Plunge! Oh, we going in? Oh, you ain't got no shirt on? Baby. Oh, hell no.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing great. We just got out of the Packers locker room, and the whole time, Ben, I'm thinking, God, I just want to get out of here so I can go talk to those guys at 3:30. Like Jordan Love, wrap this thing up. Let's get on with it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts. Wisconsin football star cornerback Ricardo Holman announced on X Wednesday that he'll be back for his junior season in 2024. Holman put himself on the map, leading the way for not only the Wisconsin defense, but the entire country with 7 interceptions in 2023. Holman also notched career highs with 34 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 12 pass deflections. Shortly after Holman's announcement Wednesday, legendary Alabama head coach Nick Saban retired. Alabama is Wisconsin's 3rd opponent next year. Coincidence?
Badger Minutes on ESPN Wisconsin are brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule an appointment online today at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust to tell you about one of my favorite teams in the area, Zimbrick European. For over 3 years, I've trusted them with my car buying process, and I'm never going anywhere else. From Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, their pre-owned and Sprinter vans, they have something for everyone. Don't drive something ordinary when you can drive something extraordinary. I love the sexiest car on the lot that I found this time, a nice Zimbrick Mercedes. Find what you love. Test drive, and they will make leasing affordable. Zimbrick European.
When you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. But you're clocking out and happy hour's already started. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
After an accident, don't wait to get the help you need. Call Gruber Law Offices first. There is no fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
The next time a generational quarterback makes himself available, if you're Atlanta, you might want to make sure the first thing you do is get a statement out as quickly as you can saying you don't want him. If you put Lamar Jackson on Atlanta this year, they would be one of the top 2 seeds in the NFC. We'd be talking about the Falcons and the 49ers, one or the other as the team to beat.
Greeny, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Are you looking for a fast-paced job in a fun and exciting work environment? Look no further than Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. We offer a wide range of job and shift availability in both part-time and full-time positions. Competitive wages and great benefits await you at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Visit us in person or check out our website to see all of our job openings. Make work fun and apply for a job at Madison's only casino.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Hell no, ain't leaving me alone, girl. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I don't know. I like this song because I don't know why I like
This is what I was trying to do in the water.
Well, you didn't do it well. You didn't do it well, let me tell you that. We are presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light, which is making it easy for you to score a seat to Super Bowl 58. Chris, you want to just take the music off for this one? With the largest playoff and Super Bowl ticket giveaway ever. And when I say easy, it's really easy. All you have to do is go to your grocery store, go to wherever you get your beer, get your Bud Light, and upload proof of purchase, and you're entered to win. So look for the QR code on display because we're running out of games, and I'm sad about that. Football should be year-round. I mean, I know they're trying with these spring things, but the NFL's the best, which is why I love Bud Light and the chance for you to win a VIP experience in Vegas for Super Bowl 58. Must be 21 years or older to enter. Please drink responsibly. Let's go to the take machine.
We've all got them. Sometimes they leave you with a good feeling. You're incredible. But most of the time they end up leaving you unsatisfied.
Do anything bigger?
This is the Take Machine on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It is the Take Machine where we hear some takes about anything. It could be life, it could be sports, it could be anything, but it better be good. We don't know what the takes are. We curate them all across the office. Let's see what we have on the Take Machine.
Tea is for the weak. Just grow up and drink coffee.
Oh, that sounds like a direct shot.
That's a hard disagreement here. I do not follow that take at all. First of all, I like coffee. I like my coffee black, like you
like your.
No, I was gonna say like a red-blooded American.
I mean, I'm the man.
Not some macchiato or anything like that. I like
I drink my coffee as black as you, baby.
I love that, baby.
But wait, what about like tea at night? What about decaffeinated tea? What about if you just want a little bit of caffeine, you have some in the afternoon? Tea's got variety, it's got flavor, it's got something for everybody.
Tea stinks.
No, it doesn't. Tea's
Tea
good.
stinks.
You're drinking the wrong tea then.
No, I drink tea, but I never walk away. Like when I say I drink tea, like I'll drink it when I think I want to have it, and then I'm like, wait, this sucks. So coffee's the best. Coffee for life. Tea stinks.
Coffee's the best. Tea is like a very solid second option.
Move to Europe.
Yeah, honestly, but coffee is for losers, if you ask me.
Oh, that's a worse take.
Grow up and wake up, drink water, and be okay. You need coffee in order to live life. Please stop. Find your own energy. Find your own happiness. You don't need coffee to wake up. Tea is more healthy for you as well. So tea is a healthy option. So I don't drink tea, but I know it's a healthy option. So honestly, you should grow up from drinking coffee because coffee is only for the weak.
I love when the man boobs guy tells me how to, like, you know, be healthy.
I saw Brad's body and I also saw yours. I'm not complimenting your body. I'm complimenting his.
I'll let that slide.
Brad, whose body would you take, mine or Kyle's?
It's not even about that.
I'm not going there.
Exactly.
You want mine.
I like,
you want mine.
I think
You
both of
want
you should be
mine.
confident in both of your bodies.
I'm confident.
I want to play with yours.
This take
That's what
is
she
really
said.
taking a turn.
Next take.
People who read nonfiction books are really weird. Like, why would you waste your time on that?
Wait, nonfiction books?
Nonfiction is
People who read nonfiction books are really weird. Like, why would you waste your time on that?
Fiction's the fake ones, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
so I wanted to make sure I heard that right. That
Come on, guys. I don't read books, but I know the damn difference.
I just wanted
no,
to
no, no.
confirm.
I
don't
know
read
the
books, so
difference.
I
I just wanted to make sure I didn't hear that wrong because that's a shocking take. I've heard the other take where it's like, why would you want to read something made up? Because if you're going to read, you might as well learn something. I have never heard anybody say you should, if you're going to read, why bother
Read
with the truth?
yeah, read
That's
fantasy.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's an actual awful take because autobiographies are fantastic. I don't know why anybody, though
The last book I read was a biography or autobiography, and so yes, this take stinks.
It does sting. Both make
Yeah.
great movies. That's why I don't read books. I'd rather watch the movie.
yeah,
Books
like,
are more engaging though.
No, how?
They are. Have
How?
you? So
How is a
because
book more
because it's an
engaging than
active.
than a
there's more
movie?
details.
You have to actually invest in the book to be able to pull something out of it, and it creates a better experience.
How is a book more engaging than going to a theater in a cinema and hearing all the loud noises and watching the action
Because
take place?
watching a
in
movie
front
is
of you?
passive. You just
I-
sit back and
Kyle,
let it
Are you
just hit
kidding
you.
Kyle,
me?
I
I'd be suspenseful on the edge of my seat.
I
Reading is work.
love the Harry Potter movies.
Oh.
I have no desire to read the books,
Oh,
even
you-
though I know.
you cannot call yourself a Harry Potter fan without reading.
It's
the
fine.
book.
Who are you, the Harry Potter police?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I
Everyone
am,
who
I
calls
am.
me the Harry Potter fraud because I haven't read the books can bleep.
What do you mean the
You
book?
are a Harry
There's
Potter
no
fraud.
the movie is based off the book.
But
Correct.
the book has so much more in it, so much more detail, so much more
Who
nuance.
cares? You guys talk about the Gryffindors and you dream. When you think of what's the evil guy?
Voldemort.
Voldemort. When you think of an image of Voldemort, what do you think of? When you think of an image of Harry Potter, what do you think of? You think of the dang actors. You don't think of the imaginary person you had in your brain when you first read the book.
I actually liked the imaginary version before the movie.
Well, it's ruined
'Cause
now.
It was me.
It's
It was
ruined.
my Harry
when
Potter.
when you talk about
Abracadabra.
yeah, exactly. You're not mimicking the
How
guy.
dare you say that?
The
that-
killing curse.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Killing curse on
Oh
air.
no.
Crucio. Next.
Not only did Dez catch it, but Jerry Kramer false started in the ice bowl. 10-second runoff, game over. Go check the tape.
That sounds like a Packer fan reaction type of.
That sounds like a hater.
Sounds like a hater to me.
Sounds like a hater. I mean, what is you? Who cares?
Sounds like, you know what? That sounds like a guy who went to see Marquette lose at home to Butler.
Or it sounds like a guy who roots for a team and they lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls in their prime.
It also sounds like a guy who lets people work from home when they can very clearly make it into the office.
That's a good part of that someone's character. Safety and
You
understanding.
got anything else?
Now I was gonna say sounds like a guy that has no home team.
Oh, wow. No Josh DiMaggio?
No Joshy this week, no.
Whoa! That's all I needed to hear.
That's a hot take himself.
I talked to him. He said last week he called himself the Take Master, the Take Sensei. This take machine was started because of him. I went up to him in the office. I just let him know, hey, it's Thursday. You good? He goes, oh, I don't have anything yet, but I'll have it. I got it. Genius doesn't happen in 30 seconds.
Is that
But you
what
don't
he
want to
said?
force it,
That's
though.
what he said.
Oh, and then he just didn't do
And
it.
then he didn't do it.
You want to force a take. You want it to come organically, come naturally, right?
You get him in the studio. Has he let us down yet?
He has never let me down personally. Whenever he's come in, he's always come with some gold. But maybe he just wasn't feeling it today.
So the takes today, I will give it a B-.
Yeah, they were. The first one was mad. Actually, they were bad. They're bad. I didn't believe in any of the takes.
Well,
None
just
of them.
because you don't believe them doesn't mean they're bad takes.
No, they were bad takes. I said what I said. How you gonna tell me what I said? What I said, and I believe what I said. They were bad takes. They took a shot at T. They took a shot at fiction books, and then they at the
Nonfiction.
end, nonfiction. See, I don't even know. That's how bad the take was. And the last take was just somebody trying to be a hater.
So
they were obscure.
Real quick,
at a
back to
minimum.
the fiction nonfiction thing. I hate how nonfiction is true because non means not, and like you know what I mean. Like I feel like
you think it should be the other way around.
Yeah,
Figure out a
even
way
though
to be like,
even though I know it makes sense, right? Like nonfiction, it's not a fantasy. It's actually true, but like I just don't like that we do that. You kind of see where I'm going?
when you put
I
the
hear
word
ya.
like non in front of something and it's actually true.
True.
that
It's
is
stupid. It's an
yeah.
oxymoron.
I feel like this
almost.
is something that I thought about in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
It should be like factual.
That's why I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What about
are
like
you smarter than?
factual and fiction, or factual and non-factual?
Factual and fiction sounds good.
You guys are trying to change the English language.
No, we're just trying to make